Hi, my name's Nick and I work in STEM. I'm going to show you a few objects today to give clues as to what I do. And the first one is this thing here. This is called a hydrophone. It's essentially an underwater microphone, hence the name hydrophone. And this part here goes in the water and I use it to listen to sounds underwater, whether they're made by other things or whether I make them myself. The other object is my laptop. This is really important to me. It's important that there's a correct software on there to record the sounds that I use with the hydrophone, to save them, and then programming software to analyze the data afterwards to make sense of the sounds that I hear underwater and develop studies with them. I also use the laptop with movie editing software and audio recording software for things like YouTube and podcasts. The last object is what I'm using to make this video here, so I'll show you an image now. I use this to record my experiments or even make little basic science videos to explain science to the public and help them relate how the work they did at school is related to the things in the real world and the work that I do now. So have a think about the objects I showed you and try and guess what my job is. Day to day, my work can vary. I could be in the office, I could be out by the water, or I could be on a boat, or I could even be in a studio. So there's different things that I could be doing. I could be taking measurements, I could be analysing the measurements in the office, I could be recording work for videos, I could be making podcasts, I could even be writing journal papers to help communicate that work that I do. So it's pretty varied. But quite a lot of the time I'm either in the lab or I'm in the office doing analysis or taking measurements and trying to develop or invent things using those measurements and what I get from the data. So I'm an acoustical engineer. I work in research and specifically underwater acoustics and medical ultrasound. Right now, my research is all about using sound to study the animals that live at the bottom of the sea. So in the same way that dolphins use echolocation to find things, we're using sound to study the animals that live at the bottom and see how they adapt to things like climate change. And it's really useful to see this because if they change their behaviour, that affects the life above them in the water. But as well as doing that research, I really enjoy communicating science to the public. Whether I'm making schools for videos to enhance their learning of sound science or engaging the public with the research that we do at the university. I think it's really important to communicate this science and relate how what students learn at school is with the real world and how they can use that knowledge to develop a career for themselves. If you want to know how you can get involved with acoustics or learn how you can find a career in acoustics, the best ways are to look up the Institute of Acoustics or the Institute of Sound and Vibration Research and find out how you can study a degree in acoustics and where that might lead you in jobs. There are loads of other universities across the country where you can study acoustics, for example Salford University or even in Surrey University. So there are lots of options out there. It's just a case of looking up online acoustical engineering. And the main council that supports acoustical engineers like myself is the Institute of Acoustics. So if you look them up online, you'll be able to find out all sorts of career options and places where you can study a degree. Or you can look at my videos that I make on YouTube. You can look up ISVR Southampton on YouTube and go to our channel and learn about science of sound. There's loads of experiments that you can do at home too, and the videos will explain how to do them. So look us up or follow us on Twitter at ISVR Southampton or look up IOA, as that's the Institute of Acoustics.